How do you operate in this cloud of uncertainty?
Emergency fund. Just put stuff aside in case for the rainy day for all that uncertainty.
Welcome to another episode. I might be happy. I'm smiling. I don't know. Maybe because our director is always very enthusiastic and funny about our job and jovial about it. But I guess I'm also happy. Welcome to our episode. What am I doing? Welcome to our episode here today. And I guess I'm happy because the Bank of Canada reducing rates yet again. It's not consecutive rate reduction.
It has been a consecutive rate. The last time was a 50 basis point reduction, and this week they brought it down by 25 basis points, so 0.25%. So it's gone down from 3.25 to 3%. Good thing, generally speaking. So the banks should follow suit. So when I say the banks, so the big five and credit unions, so they should lower the prime rate. So prime rate is what the banks charge their best customers. And now it's at 5.45, and it should go down to 5.2. It should be going down to 5.2, and that will have an impact on your loans, your line of credit, and potentially on mortgage rates. Not your credit card rate, unfortunately. That doesn't have a direct impact.
Right. So we could expect that these reduction in rate by the Bank of Canada to assist with already, I think, a slowed housing market and boost consumer spending in the economy. Other things, other measures are still there. Have you gotten your check as yet?
No. Where's my $200 check? My golf balls, my golf clubs and shoes are waiting for that $200.
I hope your check doesn't bounce.
That's right. I've
heard a couple of people their checks bouncing.
I've heard of that. Thank you, Doug Ford, for bouncing our checks.
So a lot of good news happening. So interest rates falling, and also the checks could be coming this week for us. But also the tariffs. We saw our friends in Colombia getting threatened with tariffs because they didn't accept the flights.
Exactly.
And 20 minutes later, they sent their own plane.
That's right. To
get the people from California and El Paso, Texas. Is the interest rate reduction also announced as a form of what could be expected this weekend?
You know what? It's who knows in a way. Here's one of the main things about the economy, about the stock market. It likes predictability.
Yeah.
Things that are unpredictable, like our neighbors to the south, has a negative impact. has a negative impact to the economy and especially to the stock market. So right now, from what the Bank of Canada is saying, there's probably going to be a pause, right, until we know for sure what's going to happen on February the 1st with regards to the tariffs, right? Okay. So if they implement a 25% tariff, then we're most likely going to retaliate, right? So we don't know what that's going to look like. So, pretty much everything's at a standstill now. We're just waiting and cowering in the corner, waiting to see.
It's one of those Western movies. Like you just, they go Stand around. Just go.
We're much too old
to see who fires the first shot.
Our audience probably doesn't know about that.
They don't.
About Western. Know. Okay, all right.
I have hair still.
Thank you for that.
But okay, what do you think though? Okay, interest rates coming down, tariffs possibly happen. What does that look like for Ontario, where we are, or Canada at large? What does that look like to you?
Uncertainty. Right? It's really uncertainty, because normally speaking, with the bank rate going down, with the fact that our economy is starting to pick up, generally speaking, that's usually a positive news, right? So interest rates going down, stock market generally kind of goes up. It makes it more palatable and more cost effective for big purchases like car, buying a house.
Right.
And we know that the economy grows by people spending.
Correct.
So when there's more money in my pocket, or when the cost of things have gone down, I'll be more apt to spend. But right now, with everything that's going on with our neighbors to the south, we don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So that $200,
Yeah.
I should probably put it in the bank and just wait,
Yeah.
right? As opposed to spending it,
Right.
Because a lot of bad things could potentially happen.
And just do something for the dollar, because another issue that I do see happening, a person's in snowbirds in Florida, they're selling their homes because of the weakened dollar. Does this do anything for the dollar?
Oh, it's great. It's great if you're converting from U.S. to Canada, to Canadian dollars.
Yeah.
But if you're doing like Pierre, going to Florida and taking my little Canadian dollars to convert to U.S. dollar, it's hurting real bad. 69 cents. But you're right. Snowbirds. So those are people, baby boomers who've bought properties in typically Florida and Arizona. Once the snow comes, generally November, December, they fly away to the south, and a great deal of them have bought homes. And now they're saying that the resale values are kind of plummeting because all the snowbirds are selling their property. One, they don't know what's going to happen, uncertainty with Trump. Two, climate change. We've had back-to-back hurricanes, and property taxes have gone through the roof. Insurance costs have gone through the roof in the U.S. I saw one person for a little $1,000 bungalow paying $16,000 U.S. for insurance.
Wow.
And the insurance coverage has been reduced even further. So this is kind of the perfect storm for them to sell and get out while the dollar is weakened.
That's so right, because I even spoke to someone early in the week, and they said they flew from Ontario to go to Naples.
Oh,
and it started to snow in Naples.
That's
and
right.
They came back,
That's right.
But it wasn't as bad, but still. So there's a lot of things looming this weekend, and hopefully maybe in our next episode we'll have updates on all of them. So we've got we know for certain the interest rates are down. That was announced this week. We know for sure that the prime rate of the banks are going to come down, and that will help with loans and mortgages and all that kind of spending. We don't know for sure whether the tariffs are going to come, and if the tariffs come, what's going to happen to the Canadian economy. We're uncertain about the dollar, and it seems as though we are uncertain when we're going to get our $200 check.
So much cloud, right? So much uncertainty.
How can we operate in this cloud of uncertainty?
I don't know how people operate.
How do you operate in this cloud of uncertainty?
Emergency fund. Just put stuff aside just in case, for the rainy day, for all that uncertainty. So if it does hit us, and let's say it does hit us hard, at least we've got that little cushion here just in case to weather the storm, because eventually, just like every storm, it will pass.
Okay.
And then we'll be back on the road, hopefully, to prosperity. But for that little gap, that little period of time, we've got to be able to weather that storm.
So I guess that's a good point to end on. What does your emergency fund, or what should it look like?
Typically about 3 to 6 months of living expenses, or 3 to 6 months of income.
And is this in liquid cash? Can you put it in cashable GICs?
Cashable GICs, high interest savings account, not in the stock market at all, not in mutual funds, unless it's a money market mutual fund or a T-bill mutual fund. So no commodities, no gold, none of that stuff. And for you, no crypto, neither, or Nvidia.
No meme coins?
No
meme coins.
No,
okay.
no.
So that's where we are right now, and we thought it best to bring this episode today, because there's so much uncertainty that's going to happen, and also, to keep our listeners engaged and informed. That's why we want to stay on top of all of these stories. So that's why we brought this episode today. Hopefully it was quite beneficial for you, and maybe we'll have some answers next week. Pierre's going to do his bit to keep us informed, as always. He's on top of it. He listens to the news like 20 hours of the 24 hours that are in a day, so that he can bring us up to date with all that's happening. So thank you again for being here and for sharing.
Thank you for having me again.
All right, that's it for us. Remember to like, subscribe, share, and of course, give us a thumbs up on the videos, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Thank you.